Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service National Forecast. Well, what a night it was. Strong winds and some snowfall down south. And we even had some thunderstorms run across the North Island this morning as well. There's still a few watches in place for some severe weather. We've got more winds around those eastern coasts as we go through the night time tonight, and also up in towards the Auckland Coromandel area through the afternoon today for Wednesday. And with that cold southwesterly, we're going to find more snow showers down in the south as well. So there are a few severe weather watches and warnings still with us. You can see either side of the country, we've got this real core of strong winds. So places like Banks Peninsula, the Kaikoura coast, Wellington, southern parts of Wairarapa will catch those winds. Also, so people like Auckland, Coromandel, Great Barrier Island as we head through the afternoon today. We're going to find those winds running across towards the Chatham Islands as well as we go through into Thursday as well. Now, through the night time, we'll find those winds stick with us. Still southwesterlies right the way across the country. You see they still introduce a few showers down the far south, but generally the weather as we go through the night time tonight, so Wednesday into Thursday, is a lot more settled than the weather we had last night. So we've still got a few showers to watch out for, especially around these more eastern parts of the country, towards places like Wairarapa, perhaps the Central Plateau, still catching some wintry showers as we go through the night time tonight, Kaikoura coast and a few showers down south. And there are some severe weather watches in place. Now, most of these are going to be for as we go through the rest of today for Wednesday, particularly those areas of snow down in the south to around about 3 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, places like Southland and Otago. But for some of those areas, particularly for the areas, say, around the likes of, say, Wellington, Wairarapa, this Wairarapa warning, this Wairarapa watch, I should say, is for snowfall as we go through the night time tonight. So for Wednesday into the early hours of Thursday. We'll also find some more snow about that Central Plateau. It's worth bearing in mind for the Desert Road as we go through there. And we are going to keep hold of those stronger winds around places like Banks Peninsula, Wellington, and towards those southern parts of Wairarapa, perhaps even parts of the Kaikoura coast. And for the afternoon, up in towards Auckland as well, Auckland, Coromandel and Great Barrier Island. We've got those wind watches for you, with those winds perhaps reaching severe gale in the most exposed areas. So head along to the Met Service website for more information about those and for the latest road snowfall warnings as well, useful for those roads down across those higher passes in the south. Now, as we head on in towards Thursday, we'll find things start to settle down, at least the majority of us across the north and the south island. You'll find we've still got those showers around the eastern side of the North Island first thing. It's still rather windy around that Wairarapa coast and up in towards the likes of Mahia. Down south, though, things generally are looking a lot better, brighter, fine weather with us as we go through most of the day. It is worth saying now, if you head right the way across towards the east, out towards the Chatham Islands, we are looking at some stronger winds. There is a strong wind watch for you as we go through Thursday, right the way through into the early hours of Friday morning, gusts perhaps 80 to 90 kilometres an hour. But back towards the North Island, we'll find generally there's plenty of dry weather across many parts of the country. We are going to find perhaps a few early showers around those northern parts, but they'll clear away. For Auckland, it looks like a pretty decent day. For Waikato as well, a fine story. On the cool side, it has to be said, especially in those more sheltered spots, there's more cloud around this eastern coast, and there will be still a few showers to come in towards the likes of, say, the Wairarapa, and still with that wintry feel to them perhaps first thing. Now the snow showers will be above about 500 metres, but it will give a nice dust into some of those hills down across those southern parts. For Wellington, again, we'll find a few showers in the morning time, but they should start to ease off as we head in towards the afternoon. We are going to find some brighter weather for the afternoon as well. But I think more cloud in this eastern side, the best of the sunshine out towards the west. In terms of our temperatures, highs around about 13 or 14 degrees Celsius, but it'll be a cold night as we go through the nighttime Thursday into Friday morning. Let's head southwards down towards the south island. Again, we find there's more cloud around this eastern coast. Still those pretty strong winds around Banks Peninsula, but they disappear pretty quickly out in towards the inland parts of Canterbury. We'll keep more cloud down through Canterbury as we go through the daytime. Perhaps a few showers still skirting the likes of Kaikoura, but head across towards Nelson, down to that western coast. There's plenty of clear sky and sunshine. We'll find any cloud in towards Canterbury just break up for the afternoon to leave us some nice spells of afternoon sunshine there as well. Perhaps a few showers down through parts of Southland and Otago, but I think we should find some brighter, clearer weather as we head towards the end of the day, just to keep and hold more cloud through Fiordland, and still some showers or perhaps even some longer spells of rain just pushing through to there by the end of the day. Here are our temperatures for the South Island. It's again a fairly similar kind of values for our top temperatures. Highs around about 12 degrees Celsius, but again another cold night as we head through in towards the earlier hours of the morning for Friday, and again perhaps a bit of a frosty night and a frosty start for many of us. As we head on in towards Friday, high pressure generally builds across us, so we should find everything settles down across most of the north and south island. Again, still watching out for those stronger winds out towards the Chatham Islands, so do keep an eye on the watches for you. But we are going to find generally for the North Island things become a lot drier, the winds ease off a fair bit, it's a colder feeling day, and then down south we get this next front just pushing up from the south, bringing more cloud and wet weather in towards parts of Southland and Otago, and still some snow about the highest roads as we go through towards the end of the day on Friday. That's it from me. This is from metservice.com.